Good afternoon and welcome to sunny San Diego, Ultimate fans, for this inaugural 2021 Western Ultimate League Winter Cup. We have an exciting slate of 6 games for you this weekend featuring teams from all over the Western United States. And stay tuned for later in the broadcast where we're going to tell you how you as a fan can help earn points for your team and help lead them to victory this weekend. I'm Jeremy Ziskin. Alongside me in the booth is Jenna Weiner. And Jenna, our first matchup for the day is the Los Angeles Astra versus the Arizona Sidewinders. Tell us a little bit about these two teams and some of the key players we can look out for today.
Yeah, so a couple of teams, Astra, Sidewinders. LA Astra, founded as the LA 99s, has since rebranded with the league, with the new Western Ultimate League. They are helmed in part by Western Ultimate League Executive Director and Commissioner Felicia Yang, who will be on the field playing in the number 1 jersey. Also, some key players for Astra include Stephanie Pritchard and Dina Elimelech, who just won a club women's national championship with San Francisco Fury. As for the team out of the desert, Arizona Sidewinders, they are a new team as of this season, as of this inaugural Western Ultimate League season. They have a number of players who've played together in a number of different leagues and teams in the Arizona scene, including the new club mixed team as of 2021, Arizona Lawless. Folks who played both with Sidewinders and with Lawless include Melissa Dunn, Cody Lippincott, and Helen Eifert. Those folks are really excited to get a chance to play together in the Arizona scene, especially at this high level ultimate for women and non-binary players. And they're going to see what they can do down here in San Diego after having made the trek out from the Arizona desert.
So for those of you who are new to the professional game, we do have some rule changes that might be of interest. The field size is maybe a little bit bigger. It's 80 by 40 yards with 20-yard end zones. We've got the brick mark 20 yards from the goal line. We have observers who will be making active calls for up-down, in and out of bounds, in and out of the end zone, offsides, and delay of game. We've got 4 quarters for you, 12 minutes per quarter, with a 10-minute halftime. And Jenna, one of the most unique things about this particular tournament is the way in which teams can lead themselves to victory with the point scoring. So it's not just about who wins their games. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so teams will have a chance to rack up points in a number of different ways, and fans at home will also have a chance to put in their points as well. So each team will earn 15 points for every time they win a game, and every time that they place first place in a daily stat, they will get 4 points if a player on their team scores highest and or places highest in a particular stat. Those stats include goal differential, the longest pulls by average air time, the individual goals leader, the individual assist leader, and the individual blocks leader. Teams will be getting 4 points for first place in each of those stats and 2 points for second place in each of those stats. As for the fans at home, those of you following along, watching along with us this weekend, you can also earn your team points. The fan fantasy game, the winner of that, hopefully you've had a chance to get your picks in, and we'll keep an eye out if you're going to be successful in that or not. I know that I put in some guesses, and we'll see how I do this weekend. Maybe you'll be able to beat me out. You can earn 10 points. The home team of that winner will earn 10 points. And the winner of the Instagram contest that is happening now on the Western Ultimate League's Instagram page will get 8 points. So there's real fan contribution. It really does matter how engaged the fans are in terms of the results at the end of this weekend.
So if you haven't already, stop what you're doing right now. Pick up your phone, go to Instagram, go to @WULeague. The latest post will give you all the information that you need for the Instagram contest. Each team has a winter holiday card that they submitted. So the photo with the most likes by the poll to start the fourth quarter of the last game on Sunday is going to get 8 points. You can support more than one team if you like by liking multiple posts. You can share the images to your social platforms, try to boost it more. Just remember that only likes on the @WU League Instagram post counts towards points. So please head over to Instagram @WU League to get involved and help lead your team to victory.
Yeah, it should be a fun weekend. Hopefully folks can follow along on all sorts of social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, what have you. Those of you who are joining us on the video streams, should be some really fun games, some exciting ultimate. For a lot of the folks on all of these teams, it's the first chance that they've gotten a chance to play with a lot of the women and non-binary players in their communities all together. Again, that is especially the case for the Sidewinders, but it's also somewhat the case for Astra and a number of the other teams that we will see later today and tomorrow as well.
Yes, and coming up after this first game, it's going to be the Utah Wild versus the San Francisco Falcons. And then the game 3 will be the San Diego Super Bloom versus Seattle Tempest. And now we are going to listen in for the opening observer instructions.
Are you ready for calling it in the air? Sure. The coin is blue, showing blue.
Arizona wins the coin toss?
So Arizona wins the coin toss. You now have an option of possession or position, meaning you can elect to pull or receive, or you can select the end zone. And the other team will get the opposite point. Okay?
Arizona
has chosen to pull. That means, Astra, you'll be receiving. Now you get to choose which side you want to receive on. Okay, the teams, can you swap sides? I'll indicate to the audience what the choices that you've made.
Okay, Jenna, so the Sidewinders electing to pull, going downwind to start the game. The Astra will receive to our right, starting on offense again. Game is 4 quarters, 12 minutes per quarter. Whoever has the highest point total by the end will win the game and lock up those 15 points for their team.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how the teams settle in here in these first games playing all together against other professional opposition. A couple of other rules notes for folks to keep in mind. It is going to be a 7-second stall count that is counted by the players, which is a bit faster than the 10-second stall count that folks are used to in the USA Ultimate set of rules. And so that's going to be an interesting balance of probably teams playing a bit of a higher tempo, but also we may see a little bit of an adjustment, maybe a few early stall calls potentially, as folks get used to the higher tempo, the quicker stall counts. The other thing to note that we'll definitely see come in later in the game is the use of timeouts. Each team will get 2 timeouts per half, 60 seconds per timeout. And timeouts can be called only by a coach between points, but during play, the player with the disc can call a timeout. During timeouts, this is again different than USA Ultimate rules. Teams can make full line substitutions if they would like, as many up to the full line. So in a situation where a team, say, gets a quick defensive turnover, they may elect to put their offensive line on the field to try and punch it in. The teams will really try and keep the energy up, even if they do make those big line subs like we're already seeing with the Sidewinders.
Yeah, and the Sidewinders, we know from prior club experience, this is a very intense team. They've got a chip on their shoulder. They've got a bit of an underdog mentality. And you know that their intensity is going to be super high from point 1.
Yeah, it should be fun. And weather here, again, bright and sunny, temperatures of 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Just a bit of humidity for when we're by the ocean in Southern California at 37% and winds out of the west at 5 miles an hour. That's a bit of a thrower's wind. Should be pretty easy to deal with. The winds do tend to pick up a little bit more as we get into the afternoon here in San Diego, so it'll be interesting to see if that changes how teams play at all, if we end up seeing any zone defensives played either by these teams or in the games later in the day if the wind does pick up from that thrower's wind that we have right now.
All right, and to start off on offense, the Los Angeles Astra, we have Commissioner Felicia Yang, Amy Halverson, Dean Elimelech, and we've got the pull. We are underway with Amy Halverson receiving. And that's Malia Smith up to Stephanie Pritchard. Astra swinging the disc nicely from side to side. Gets it to Elimelech, who gets the break up field to Maggie O'Connor. She's got the lefty flick to the end zone, and that's going to be D'd in the end zone by the Sidewinders. So a quick turnover on point number one. Sidewinders now going downwind to try to get their first break.
It was a nice box up by Cynthia Thomas there for the Sidewinders, just establishing position and then getting under the disc to get the block.
So Melissa Dunn and Jade McLaughlin now working it in the backfield. Gets it upfield to Brooke Woolridge. Can't find a cut, looking for the dump. Now gets it upfield. Nice catch on the sideline by Helen Eifert. Gets it back to her handler. And the Sidewinders are rolling.
It looks like there was actually a stall call back by the end zone. So our first instance of a stall call, taking a little bit to get the disc back to where it was. We'll see how it gets resolved.
And that is Amy Halverson making the call on Brooke Woolridge. So they will discuss the call and take it to the observer.
So, observer ruling is there's not a stall, so it's one throw continuation.
All right, so one throw continuation for the offense, no stall called. And the Sidewinders will retain possession. And you'll notice that the clock does continue on the calls until the end of the quarters, where the clock will stop for any call that's made. Sidewinders now with the break, moving it upfield nicely. That's Alex Daniels getting the disc to Jade McLaughlin. Oh, bounces off the chest. Can't reel it in as Cynthia Thomas, and the Astra have another chance for their hold. Amy Halverson with the disc. Malia Smith getting it back to O'Connor. Giving and going. Nice safe play. Pritchard with the good catch on the sideline. Can't find up line. Gets it back to Halverson. And upfield to Dina Elimelech, who's going to make the big throw. It's hanging a bit. Two defenders in the area. That's going to be easily D'd. Just hung up a little bit too much in that thrower's wind.
Yeah, it's been a little tricky. Players are getting a bit adjusted here. Those deeper throws sailing on Astra.
Ooh,
but
that's a quick turf on the goal line.
Give Astra an opportunity right back, see if they can get a quick score here for the upwind hold.
Halverson now 5 yards out. Cheeky high release to Pritchard. Back to Halverson. Can't find to the corner. Gets Elimelech. Sidewinders guarding the cone very well. Chiseling up line is Elimelech now. Back to Halverson. And Halverson is going to find number one. That's the Commissioner, Felicia Yang, for the goal. And it's 1-0 Astra.
Astra with a nice hold. They're taking advantage of the miss in the reset space by the Sidewinders. with the 7-second stall, we're really seeing the offenses, especially on the Astra's end, take one look upfield and then try and find a reset. 7 seconds is not a lot of time for cuts to develop. So if the first look isn't there, the safe move is to move the disc, try and find another angle to attack and move the disc from there. The handlers did a really good job. Ellie Melik going nearly every other there before Astra finally worked it into the end zone.
Yeah, great patience from the Astra offense after some early jitters, and you got to love the commissioner score in the opening goal, right?
Feels appropriate that Felicia Yang, of all people, got the first score of the Winter Cup.
Okay. Sidewinders now needing to go upwind. And that's Laura Prelsnick Aragon. Oh, and nearly gets poach blocked, and it's dropped. So the Astra with a chance to go the other way and get a break of their own. That's Emily Ash with the disc. Finds Megan Reeves. Reeves to the end zone. That's going to be milked in for the goal. Los Angeles Astra with the break. It's 2-0.
It's a quick score, quick turn forced by Astra. It looks like they pulled out a quick zone look, and the zone very much did its job already. Astra already noticing, even with their throws floating upwind, they thought, okay, well, maybe if we throw a zone on the Sidewinders, we'll get a chance to force a quick turn if we throw a zone look. They did some quick movement offensively, and it did not take long for Astra to get the first break of the game.
So we're seeing some smart early strategy from the Astra to make those handler throws more difficult, and they capitalize.
On the replay here, the Astra just are moving it back and forth. A little bit of a low stooping catch, but it's in for the score.
All right, Sidewinders now on offense, going downwind. And you can see the Astra coming out in a zone again, and it works out in their favor. Again, 10 yards from the goal line, and a quick throw to the end zone. The Astra have scored again. It's 3-0, and they are rolling.
That zone Astra making great use of that zone. Points coming quick and fast here for LA early as they take advantage. That was a nice high point grab there for the score for Astra. They should be psyched about that. I think it was Annie No who came down with that grab there at the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, the Astra spreading the wealth in the early going. We've got 3 different assists, 3 different goal scorers, so they're making very good use of their defensive depth.
Yeah, and it's a good sign for LA, maybe taking advantage that they did not have to travel nearly as far as the Sidewinders did. Looks like on the far sideline, Sidewinders taking a chance to have a little chat, maybe settle the team down as an offensive line for them comes out once again.
So Carly Steiner now with the disc, and it looks like the Astra, the big throw is going to go up, and that's a nice comeback catch from Jade McLaughlin. And Cynthia Thomas getting the disc to Kay Powell. Now back to Steiner. Steiner with the big OI flick, and that's going to work out in her favor to Brooke Woldridge. And the Sidewinders are on the board.
Sidewinders there just trying to be a little bit more careful with the disc, although not on that what ended up being a bit of a bladed throw initially, but a beautiful outside in flick throw just towed in by Woldridge for the upwind score. Now we'll see if they get a chance on defense going downwind. They had a few opportunities in that first point from this very same position. We'll see if they can convert this time as opposed to the first point where Astra were able to eventually score for that initial hold.
And so you can see how powerful this Sidewinders offense can be in that match defense. Very aggressive, really looking to throw it deep, and it works out in their favor.
Nice pull by Prelznik Aragon for the Sidewinders.
And Astra in a horizontal stack. Now they've got Ellie Melech isolated on the sideline. And she's going to look deep, pump fake. Back to Pritchard. It's Malia Smith to O'Connor. Big lefty thrower. Breaks off the sideline, back to Meg Hoffner, who we see on the O-line for the first time. Inside break. Veronica Yee can't find Pritchard. Sidewinders now with a chance to get one of those breaks back.
And we'll see if going with a bit of a tailwind at their backs, not able to even that time.
That's an unfortunate drop for the Sidewinders. Meg Hoffner looking for it all right from the beginning, and that is a gorgeous flick to Maggie O'Connor. Wow, Meg Hoffner just steps right out, throws that forehand right around her mark like it wasn't even there.
Wasn't even there. Bit of a low release. Nice touch there going upwind. And O'Connor just taking advantage right off the turn, going upfield, getting open. For the easy score for Astra. Once again, they hold in this upwind direction that we're kind of seeing the points develop in. And the Astra offensive line looking really solid right now. Not looking too troubled after that initial point once they've sort of figured out the wind that they are dealing with here as it gusts up and down.
Yeah, really impressed with, even after the turnovers, how they've been able to just get the disc right back. You know, that's the mark of a really great O-line is, you know, how good can they play defense and get it right back. We've got the Sidewinders in a vertical stack, and Astra again come out in a zone, and that's going to be eaten right up by number 28, B. Grimshaw. And some confusion about where the sideline is as she taps it in. Up line, ooh, right off the hands.
Nice
Sidewinders with another chance.
Nice pressure defense there by Thomas. Good awareness, good heads-up defense on anticipating where the disc is going in. Sure enough, they find the space there for the Sidewinders.
Big righty flick huck. That's going to land in a receiver's hands. It's Betsy Bosch, and that will be a little dish for the score for number 1, Ashley Stahl, and it's 4-2.
Sidewinders do a good job there finding the open spaces. Thomas, after getting that really good pressure defense on, coming all the way around to the other side of the field to come down with that over-the-top throw, and then taking advantage of trying to push those throws deep for the Sidewinders to eventually put it in for the score.
So, you know, as the game goes on, we'll be bringing you some anecdotes. You know, just want you to get a little bit more information and, you know, learn some more about these players as we go along. So we're excited to tell you a little bit more about these players. Astra now on offense. Stephanie Pritchard on the far sideline. Can't find O'Connor. O'Connor again with the disc. Looking for Halverson up line, finds her. Halverson with the high release, and that's going to be a jump ball. Ooh, Ellie Melech comes in but can't find it. Sidewinders now on offense.
Arizona just trying to take advantage of a little bit of a fast break opportunity, try and catch LA on their heels. Now looking a little bit more patient, and there we have our first timeout called by 24 on the Sidewinders, Jack Salustro. And we'll see what kind of substitutions we have, Jeremy, in this first timeout. We'll see if the Sidewinders do decide to put out a maybe more offensively minded line, since they did just have this defensive line out there on the pull. We'll see if they switch it up maybe one of the first times we'll see a full or mostly full line sub for the teams.
Okay, so quick timeout, and it looks like we do see some substitutions now. Astra putting a D line onto the field. Okay, and the mark will get set. All right, and the disc is tapped in with a bit of an L stack for the Sidewinders. Finds the breakup line, toes it in nicely, and throws the big backhand going to the end zone. And it is red, and oh! Question about whether that is up, and it looks like it is not. Very close to a spectacular bobbling catch.
Seems like Sidewinders may have had a pull play called already in the event of a timeout, but not quite able to convert on that jump ball.
So now we'll see if the Astra D-line can get it done going the other way. It's Megan Reeves now in the backfield. Handlers not in any rush. Back and forth. You see the Sidewinders handler defender sagging in the lanes to try to prevent any sort of easy upfield throws. And it looks like we have a call. And we have a call going the other direction. We have a timeout for the Astra. It looks like they're going to put their O-line back onto the field.
Yeah, it seems that one was called from the sideline. So that one is a coach's call on the timeout. So it's going to be interesting here. You know, back-to-back timeouts. Teams do get 2 per half, but we're only in the first quarter still. So it'll be interesting to see how teams budget the use of timeouts going forward here. It does look like, indeed, the LA offense back out on the field. And the Arizona defense back out as well.
The disc back in Halverson's hands with Jordan Harn on the mark. Looking for that inside backhand. Can't find it. Amy Lee reads it nicely. And a little bit over the head of her intended receiver. That's going to be out of bounds. And the Sidewinders now at the 50-yard line. Carly Steiner with the disc, finds it upfield, bounces off the hands of Jade McLaughlin. And we'll have Malia Smith now picking it up. Gets the inside break to Pritchard. Pritchard finds Lee. Lee finds Yang. Yang in power position, gets it back to the Lee. Ooh, nearly a D, but Halverson reels it in. Back to Halverson, diving grab. And over the head of Lee.
Once again, we have Sidewinders defensive line trying to work it down the field. And Thomas taking off.
Steiner with the deep shot, and Halverson gets up. Spectacular D. Getting it back after the turnover.
And as these points were on, we'll see if players start to wear it down a little bit. For a number of these players, they did play in the USA Ultimate Club season, but for a lot of them, they are still working back into full fitness.
And Yang finds Ellie Melech in the end zone for the diving grab. And Astra, with 16 seconds left in the first quarter, get a crucial hold.
And of course, as I talk about players rounding into full fitness, one player that has been in full fitness has been at the top of her game for a few years now, Dina Elimelech. Another layout grab, arguably a trademark at this point for her. We're seeing a little bit of that jump ball that the Sidewinders weren't able to quite come up with. Yang out of bound catch. before finally going up the field. A little bit of an IO throw, and then the layout grab from LA Melik.
Yeah.
LA has a great pickup there for them this year, and it's already paying dividends with those plays from Dina.
Yeah, and Dina, you know, from Burbank, California, in the LA area, that throw to her, really perfect weight on it, landed in a place where only she was going to make that catch.
Yeah, and it's a situation where that's a little bit of a trust, though. You trust that you have Melik going deep in the D, so you should trust that if you put it up, she's going to go get it. And sure enough, that paid off for Astra.
The Sidewinders in a horizontal stack. And Astra putting a poached defender in the lane. But Sidewinders easily figure it out. Now we're in a match defense. And backhand Huck, but we've got the poaching defender on the other side that comes in very smartly. That's Anning No, who comes off the backside to break up that defense, that defensive look there. And that is the end of the quarter. So, first quarter in the books, Jenna. LA 5, Arizona 2. What did you like in that first quarter?
First quarter, I thought there were some really good adjustments by Astra, especially in those zone looks early on to get a couple early break advantages. You see the throw sailing over, and as there is a turnover as the quarter ended, that did end the quarter. I think for the Sidewinders, I liked they really tried to take advantage of those fast breaks. I think they will take this quarter to maybe talk a little bit about the LA zone defense that they might expect to see a little bit more later in this game. And I mean, takeaways from the coaches you'd expect for Sidewinders, they want to get back to what they're doing. LA, keep doing what they're doing.
All right, we'll see you in the second quarter.
Altiphotos is the official photographer of Winter Cup. Visit them at altiphotos.com. The Western Ultimate League is sponsored by Breakmark Apparel. They make our players and our fans look great on or off the Ultimate Field. Shop the full line of Western Ultimate League team gear at breakmark.com. Suja Juice is an organic, non-GMO cold-pressed juice company based in San Diego, California, and they're sponsoring the Western Ultimate League. Shout out to Suja Juice, and you can learn more about them at sujajuice.com. The Western Ultimate League and all of our member teams are stepping forward to help women and non-binary players claim their space in pro sports. Every purchase of Claim Your Space gear helps spread the word and helps us achieve that mission. Shop the limited edition collection at westernultimateleague.com/shop. Thanks to Winter Cup sponsors and the hosts of our Winter Cup Saturday Night Social, New Motion Beverages and Embolden Beer Co. Learn about their craft artisan beverages at drinknewmotion.com.
Welcome back to San Diego for the first game of the Western Ultimate League's Winter Cup. Astra with a solid showing in the first quarter, getting several breaks on the way to a 5-2 margin, spreading the wealth with 5 different goal scorers and 5 different assist makers. Leading the stat sheet so far is Commissioner Felicia Yang with a goal and an assist apiece, but Alex Kruger, Dina Elimelech, Annie Nagno, and Maggie O'Connor also with goals in that first quarter. And we are underway now for the second quarter. Bit of a short pull. And we've got Melissa Dunn with a disc, breaks it over to Alex Daniels. Back to Melissa Dunn. Melissa down, ooh, nice grab, fingertip up the line for Cody Lippincott. Good handler movement with Helen Eifert. Sails over the head of her intended receiver, and the Astra have another chance for a break. Big fakes from Katie Killebrew. Oh, fingertip grab again for the Astra. Oh, and just off the hands of Emily Ash. The Sidewinders will have another shot at it.
Astra not quite able to take advantage there, but they have the Sidewinders pinned deep at the moment.
Pump fakes deep. Gets the disc under, just off the hands of Alex Daniels. Oh, and it looks like we have an injury. And that's number 33, Alex Daniels, who will take the substitution.
Dark already took it. 4-second freestall, 4 seconds.
Near sideline. Throws the big outside inflicts. Not going to have enough air under it. Sidewinders will take it at the cone.
Wind is playing a little bit of a factor here into some of those throws. Looked like that one forced a little bit out of bounds by the wind. Sidewinders get it pretty close to half field here with another shot.
That's Cody Lippincott. Eifert finds Brooke Wooldridge, who throws the OI flick. That's going to, nearly be brought in by Cynthia Thomas. Really bladed right at the last second there, making that a difficult catch.
Difficult catch. Looks like Thomas might be walking off with an injury. Looks like the Arizona is going to make that substitution here. It'll be LA's possession. LA seemingly making their own injury substitution as well.
Yeah, we've got Maggie O'Connor now on the field for Megan Reeves.
And that was Jordan Harn coming on for Thomas for the Sidewinders.
Maggie O'Connor tries to get the disc, but poached nicely. Astra figures it out. Good catch by Killebrew, who throws the big backhand. Two defenders in pursuit, and wow, look at the wheels on Helen Eifert to get that one.
Really showing some top-end speed there, closing speed, but it's a quick turnover. Astra, another opportunity for another break.
Some discussion now from the two players. Not exactly sure what the observer call is here.
I heard it after the throw.
I heard it after the throw. Yeah.
After the throw. Observer ruling, right?
It doesn't matter. If the timeout's called, even throws in the air, the play still goes until completion happens. They got to do it before the throw. We did. It is.
Observer ruling, we did not hear it. All three of us did not hear it before the throw. We all thought it was in the air. It's a turnover. We're going to play on. All right.
All right, so that is in fact a turnover, and the disc will stay with the Astra.
Seems like that was maybe a foul call behind the disc, but not called before. Disc was already thrown. Turnover stands. O'Connor starting with the disc soon.
And the observers are going to huddle again.
A little bit of an adjustment here, again, for I think both players and observers, making sure that everyone has the rule sets in order. Everyone is on the same page in terms of how play should proceed.
So Maggie O'Connor, fun fact about her is she handled in high school for 4 years, enlisted in the military, and didn't play Frisbee for 4 more years after that. And not a surprise, Jenna. Her two favorite things on the field are to throw deep and cut deep.
Yeah, I've actually had a chance to play with and against O'Connor in some of the Bay Area leagues when she's playing up there. And, a really dynamic player. Looks like a timeout was called.
Yep.
And so it's going to stay with Astra after this timeout. Astra will have now used both their timeouts in this half. Be interesting if they decide to keep the same line on the field. It looks like it doesn't look like Astra is sending in any subs on this point. Interesting, while Sidewinders gather on the sideline, have a discussion about what their look is going to be. Time is starting to wind down a little bit. Just under 7 minutes left in the half. Another score for LA here would have eaten a lot of clock, because this is only the first point after the quarter. So Sidewinders may be thinking that they need to be thoughtful about who they want to put on the field. Astra may be feeling confident that they have the players that they want out of this timeout, except it's Sidewinders' disc.
That's right. And, you know, these marathon points won't be bothering Maggie O'Connor too much, since you know, she's in the U.S. Coast Guard and, you know, says she works out a lot. Her favorite workout is a burpee mile, which sounds just awful. As an expert marksman for the military, teaches the Coast Guard how to safely use weaponry. So good stuff there. Sidewinders with the disc, trying to get that first point of the second quarter. Oh, and a run through D nearly. Sidewinders with 30 yards to go. Finds Caitlin Doust. Little give and go action, and that is going to be a really nice backhand from Carly Steiner to the end zone to Katie Winterbottom.
Sidewinders did a really good job there. You saw the up-tempo play at work there. Just one movement, 1 second throwing from them, working the disc up the field pretty effectively. A bit of a touchy high throw there at the end. This is one of the deep shots.
You can see the wheels from Eifert there to get the disc. And now you see Carly Steiner's second assist of the game to Katie Winterbottom. And it is 5-3. So very long first point of the second quarter.
Sidewinders are really looking to take a break opportunity here. It will be great to trim LA's lead before we get into halftime.
So we got Felicia Yang and Meg Hoffner now in the handles, and the commissioner dives to save that one. Inbounds, aggressive look to the end zone. Wants Ellie Melch against two defenders, and she skies them for the goal. That is all Dina right there. Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised at all. Very much a trust throw, putting it up, expecting Ellie Melch. Definitely on the taller side when it comes to players at 5'10", able to go up above two Arizona defenders. 6'3", good quick hold for LA. They'll look to come out strong back on defense once again. And Commissioner Felicia Yang just putting it up into the wind.
You can see she is just not afraid to put it up to Ellie Melch. I mean, the times that she's been putting those up, it's not that Dina's really been all that open, but you just play the matchup there every single time.
You play the matchup, and unfortunately for Arizona there, Murphy and Thomas couldn't combine to get the block. Nice pull here from Astra as they come out once again on defense. Maybe in another zone look, it looks like, once again trying to slow down that Sidewinders offense as they have to work it all the way up the field.
Yeah, you can see it's almost like a diamond zone. You've got a defender sagging into the lane shallow, and then you have kind of a deep. And it's going to force the Sidewinders to make a lot of horizontal throws, and this wind can be a little bit difficult.
It's a nice find, though, through, and a hug.
Almost makes it. Nice aggressive throw. Very nearly reeled in. Astra with a chance now, about 5.5 minutes left in the half, to put another break on the board. One-handed grab from Emily Ash. High release backhand, that's not going to be on the target. And a throw to the end zone for a wide open receiver. And that is a goal for the Sidewinders, number 5, Cody Lippincott.
Lippincott, who made the great effort to try and get that diving catch initially, and then immediately off of the LA turnover goes deep, wide open, no problem for the Arizona veteran. So here we have the Sidewinders' initial throw. Great effort by Lippincott and great defense from the Astra defender. Not quite there on the reset, and it's a one-throw score. Lippincott, no one around, no one within, easily 10 yards, no problem for Lippincott, the veteran out of Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah, really good handler defense on that point, making it hard for Astra to get any sort of forward progress, and it's a turnover straight behind and then just off to the races.
Yeah, Astra's offense, though, hasn't been particularly troubled so far. We'll see if that continues.
Ooh, and kind of a defensive breakdown finds number 40, Veronica Yee, wide open. So only 10 yards out now, and that's just too easy. Oh, not quite in. An up-line cut. Nice little curl cut from the commissioner, and that's Halverson to Yang for the Astra hold.
Yang on the board once again on the stat sheet. If you had her in your fantasy game, you're probably doing pretty well. Already 2 goals and 2 assists for Felicia Yang. Astra looking pretty comfortable here so far in the first half, able to find the holes in the Arizona defense. Bit of a breakdown there, allowed a throw to move quickly through the Arizona defense for Astra. And then even though they couldn't quite punch it in initially from Halverson, indeed Felicia Yang has at least that goal, if not one more, along with the 2 assists. Great stat line so far for her in this inaugural game, really, of the Western Ultimate League, as these teams get a chance to really fully play against each other for the first time.
Oh, layout bid gets the D. Beautiful diving bid from Camille Wilson to get that under. And the Astra immediately have a chance to get a break. Oh, can't quite get it.
Wilson very much willing to put everything on the line, her body on the line for LA. Not quite able to get to it there. And Astra settle into this sort of zony hybrid look that they've had going.
Ooh, right on the line. Questioning whether that's out, and the observer is going to call it out.
Maybe just had a toe out for Lippincott. Astra with another chance here.
Looks up line, gets it back to the middle of the field. Finds the continuation. Two handlers go up line, can't find the second one, and that's a turnover. But it looks like a very nice timeout call before that turnover is thrown, so the Astra will actually retain possession and be able to try to punch in this break.
Yeah, good timeout call from the sideline, it seemed, from one of the coaching staff of LA. That is an advantage of having coaches be able to call timeouts during points. Is if you are coaching, you see your players moving along or maybe getting caught in a high stall count. If you have one to burn, less than 3 minutes left in the first half, might as well use it.
Offensive line back on the field for the Astra. It's Halverson again.
Stall, but raise your hand and tap it in.
Biscuits!
Disc is in!
Oh, that's just too easy for Maggie O'Connor. About a yard out. Gets it back to Yang. Looking for O'Connor, can't find her. Back to Halverson. Finds Malia Smith. Yang gets double teamed. Halverson on the goal line. Can't find Yi. Back to Pritchard. Pritchard now. Disc is sailing a little bit, and that's towed in by Maggie O'Connor for the goal and the Astra break.
Connor with the great towing grab there, and a nice work from Astra. You may have been able to hear some calls of move it or swing it from the LA sideline, and the players on the field did exactly that, moving the disc away from that jammed sideline there and moving it to the near sideline where O'Connor was able to tow it in. And talking about O'Connor, you were mentioning earlier her experience out of Ultimate. As we see here, Halverson, it's jammed on that side, swings around at Pritchard. Pritchard immediately out and around for the towing sideline grab from O'Connor. And I was going to say, it's helpful to remember that even though this is a professional league that will hopefully grow in the years to come, right now a lot of these folks, all of these folks, have daytime jobs. O'Connor with the Coast Guard and other folks as well in a variety of different roles in their communities as well.
Sidewinders back on offense with Laura Prelsnick-Aragon working the disc with Carly Steiner, who's got 2 assists so far. Ooh, nearly pulls the trigger on that. And that's going to be a throw out of bounds, unfortunately, for the Sidewinders, with just under 2 minutes to play in the half. Astra out of timeouts, so they're going to have to do this with their D-line.
This is a situation where holding possession at the end of the quarter in the first, second, and third quarters will end it.
And Ellie Melech with the huge rip for Camille Wilson, who's just going to walk it into the end zone. And it looks like we may have a call, though, that's going to bring this back. Ellie Melech with an outstanding upwind goal, and that is going to stand. Gorgeous throw, gorgeous cut, 9-4 LA.
LA not even thinking about burning time on the clock for possession. Anuk just deciding to shoot it herself this time to a receiver instead of being the one in the end zone.
You just see the power that Ellie Melech gets with that throw, and that is just too easy for Camille Wilson. That's just a dream if you're the receiver.
Yeah, it's great work by Wilson. Heads up play, good awareness on the field, able to generate that wide open space for Elimelech to throw into. Takes a lot of awareness and field positioning to be able to generate that kind of open throw for Elimelech to really make it easy and just put it out there for Wilson to chase down.
Nice lofting pull. Again, we've got our daily stat category, one of which is time aloft for pulls. So these teams are going to want those 4 points. Because remember, winning the game doesn't necessarily win you win the cup. There's lots of other stuff that we've talked about. So we'll see who's got the most goals, most assists, most blocks by the end of the day, and that'll get some crucial points for their team.
Yeah, Sidewinders having a little bit of trouble here, and sure enough, Eifert's throw just sails over the head. The receiver goes out of bounds. Question.
Astra working the disc up line. Defenders run into each other.
Only 30 seconds left. We'll see if LA tries to maintain possession here. Sidewinders need a block in order to have any chance to score at the end of this half.
Reeves looking for Killebrew, can't find her. Turfs the disc going the other direction. Clock is ticking with about 20 seconds left. Sidewinders probably don't want to leave any time left on the clock, but they've got to hurry. Not sure if they're aware of the time. It's getting nearly to 10 seconds, and unfortunately the handler falls down. And there's 5 seconds left. They're going to have to get this
LA
up to the
just
end zone.
Has to shoot here.
Oh, they need to throw it. They're going to run out of time, and I think that's it. Well, in any case, it looks like the time did run out, but in any case, the disc did fall to the ground harmlessly, and we have reached the half. There's a little bit of discussion now as to whether that disc will come back. It doesn't look like it. So we end the first half here in San Diego with the Astra putting together several breaks in a row to go up 9-4 after being up 5-2 after the first quarter. We see the couple of turnovers here, and then right at the end, for the buzzer beater, can't quite get reeled in by the Sidewinders.
Yeah, Astra doing a really good job there of taking advantage of the opportunities that they were given, and also putting pressure on the Sidewinders with their zone defense. We're going to actually go down to the field, talk with our correspondent, Megan Rodick, to talk with Western Ultimate League Executive Director Commissioner Felicia Yang. Megan, down to you.
And she caught the first official point of an official Western Ultimate League game. Felicia, how are you feeling today?
I'm speechless. This whole thing coming together, it's been 2 years in the making. All of the amazing people that have stepped up to help make this a reality, all the players who have come, all the fans, all the volunteers and staff, broadcast team, photographers, it's amazing to see it all happening, and I can't even believe it.
So in addition to all the work you did to put together the tournament, you've got 2 goals, 2 assists in the first half. Are you looking forward to the rest of the tournament? And what about a 2022 season?
Oh man, I can't think past the next 2 quarters. I am excited to have the first game and then enjoy the rest of the day, watch the other teams, check out all the media engagement, all the stuff for fans, and just enjoy watching my peers play.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Felicia. We will be right back with an interview with Helen Eifert of Arizona after this.
Thank you all.
Thanks to Megan and Felicia for that interview. We're going to take a quick break here and then come back with a talk with Helen Eifert from the Arizona Sidewinders.
We believe that women and non-binary athletes deserve to be seen and our abilities showcased for the world to see.
We believe in perpetuating Ultimate by establishing professional teams and developing future generations of players.
We believe players of all identities and backgrounds deserve an equal opportunity to be recognized and lauded for our achievements in our sport.
We believe
in sustainably and responsibly creating equitable and accessible avenues for women and non-binary athletes to join and participate in our sport.
We believe that being transparent,
open,
and responsive to criticism is critical,
and that there should always be space
to fix our mistakes,
grow, and be better. We are the Western Ultimate League.
All right, we are back with Helen Eifert, number 46 on the Arizona Sidewinders. You know, I see a few fans here in the stands, but what's going on at home?
So this has been a pretty big year for Arizona. Our club scene kind of blew up with the advent of our pro team as well. So the floor is really raised in our state, and that's the result of our fans and our community. We've had a lot of hard work from all of them, and we know you're all watching, and we thank you for your support.
Anyone you want to say hi to in particular?
All our Lawless teammates, the rest of the Arizona system, all my friends up in Flagstaff, and my family.
Awesome. Well, best of luck in the second half. I've seen a lot of speed coming out of you today. I'm looking forward to a few more sprints on the field.
Thanks.
All right. And we'll be right back to the halftime show after this short message.
All right, and welcome back to sunny San Diego, California, here at halftime with the Astra leading the Sidewinders 9-4. We saw some good defensive pressure on the handlers in the first half, some smart poaching deep and underneath from the Astra, causing some of these deep shots to be gobbled up fairly easily. And we saw some incredible displays of athleticism from Dina Elimelech in that first half.
Yeah, Elimelech and Felicia Yang, particularly standouts for LA. If you're interested in supporting the Los Angeles Astra, you can get your own Astra merch by visiting losangelesastra.com. They have some pretty sweet gear. So if you want to rep Astra, go ahead and check out their shop. Get your hands on those replicas of their lights or their darks, some neckies, or some discs that you can use in your own community.
All right, and for the Sidewinders, we also have jerseys available, which you can find at arizonasidewinders.com/team-store. Those are some pretty sweet jerseys. You know what's kind of ironic about the Sidewinders there is, Carly Steiner, who we heard from. She's actually really scared of snakes. So, Sidewinders scared of snakes. But in any case, the jerseys are pretty sweet. Head on over to those team websites to pick up your gear. And of course, again, fan involvement, super important for this league and for your team to actually win the cup. We need you to get involved. So again, go to @WULeague to find out more about how you can score points for your team. So let's again talk about the scoring format here, Jenna. Team with the highest point total at the end of the Winter Cup wins. You win the game, you get 15 points. That's a great start, but that's not everything.
No, you can also pile up points in the statistical categories as well. Teams getting points for first and second place finishes in goal differential, the longest average air time across all of your team pulls in a single day, and the individual goals leader, the individual assist leader, individual blocks leader. Those teams of those players will all get points, 4 points for first place finish each day and 2 points for a second place finish each day. So teams can potentially earn quite a few points with first place finishes each day. If a team, say, racks up 2 first place wins in the goal differential, that's an easy 8 points for them just by piling up the points. And already we're seeing the LA Astra piling up the points, plus 5 point differential right now, looking pretty good in game 1 for them. And then the fan engagement, of course, 10 points as well to the home team of the winners fantasy game, and then 8 points as well for the Instagram contest.
You're right. Each team's got that winter holiday card, so head on over to Instagram, right? Go ahead and like that photo. You can do multiple teams, but whichever one you want to root for. Whoever's got the most likes by the poll to start the fourth quarter of the last game Sunday, which is going to be LA versus San Diego, that team's going to win 8 points for the overall score. So remember, only likes on the @WULeague Instagram post count towards the points.
And if you want to also get Western Ultimate League merch in general, there is league merchandise available as well. Visit westernultimateleague.com, go to the shop tab, and that will take you to where you can shop for league gear or claim your space merchandise. That's the campaign that's currently going on about claiming your space, the Western Ultimate League, claiming its space in the sphere of semi-professional Ultimate alongside the Premier Ultimate League and the American Ultimate Disc League. The Western Ultimate League drawing the closest comparisons to the Premier Ultimate League and catering primarily to women and non-binary players, while the American Ultimate Disc League caters primarily to men Ultimate players.
So Jenna, let's talk second half. 5-point deficit. We've got 24 minutes to go in the game. What are some of the things that the Sidewinders are going to have to do to claw back that deficit?
Sidewinders really, I think, have to make an adjustment to deal with the Astra zone. That LA zone look has been extremely effective in shutting down the Sidewinders handlers and slowing down the pace of the game, which has worked in largely LA's favor on the defensive end. So the Sidewinders are really going to need to find a way to move the disc quickly among their handlers, maybe find some ways to get handlers to clear out of that space, disrupt the zone, get their cutters more involved, and in that way maybe create some space that they wouldn't otherwise have. Defensively, they've shown that they have the chops to generate break opportunities. It's a matter of getting those break opportunities, converting them, and certainly on offense, really managing to work through that zone defense as we see the teams switch sides to start the third quarter.
Your statistical leaders for the first half for the Sidewinders: Carly Steiner with 2 assists, Jade McLaughlin and Betsy Bosch with with an assist apiece, I should say, and Ashley Stahl, Cody Lippincott, Katie Winterbottom, and Brooke Wooldridge with a goal apiece. For the Astra, Felicia Yang, again, 2 goals and 2 assists to lead the team in the first half. Dina Elimelech with 2 goals and an assist, and Maggie O'Connor with 2 goals to lead the Astra. Almost set for the poll to begin the second half.
And Astra starting on offense here to start the second half. Not quite the same rules about pulling and starting on offense and defense as we normally see in USA Ultimate style rules here. So once again, Astra is receiving for the offense to try and get a bit of an upwind hold, although the wind seems to have died down a little bit. We'll see if the players adjust as Eifert pulls for Arizona to start the second half.
We are underway. Meg Hoffner nearly lets the pull hit her feet, but backs out smartly in time. Hoffner run through D for Jade McLaughlin, who can't find her going the other direction. Very fortunate for the Astra to get the disc back there. Hoffner will bring the disc in on the goal line. So already we like to see that defensive intensity from the Sidewinders, and they're going to need some more of that to get back in this game.
Sidewinders are really going to need to try and generate early and quick turns. Almost got one there from Lippincott. Couldn't quite come up with the block.
Good diving grab from Veronica Yee. Hoffner again with the disc. High release backhand. Finds Malia Smith. Smith with the big backhand to O'Connor. And that is going to fall to the turf. Is there a discussion about a foul call? No, it's going to be a turnover. Oh, and a run through. Catch block. Ellie Melech now on the goal line. Cheeky high release backhand and just misses the receiver. Ooh, she's going to want that one back. You really like that D from Amy Lee, though.
Great heads up D to come up with that throw that floated away from the Sidewinders there. Melech, uncharacteristic mistake there. Maybe a little bit casual to start the second half with this lead. LA really can't get too comfortable. There's still quite a bit of time to play. Sidewinders can easily make a run if they can start putting a few breaks together. This a break opportunity they have right now.
And it's really good to see Cynthia Thomas back in the game for the Sidewinders after taking an injury in that first half. So this would be a break for the Sidewinders. Cynthia Thomas looking for the inside break, can't find it, gets knocked down easily by the Astra.
That's a situation where maybe for the Sidewinders you want to see a little bit more patience. They were moving the disc well, but in that situation the Astra had players in position to come up with the block.
Sharon Sang now with the disc. Excuse me, that's Malia Smith. Oh, my apologies. That is Sharon saying. Sorry, getting some of these numbers mixed up between 5 and 6. So it's Maggie O'Connor now. Back to Ellie Mella, who goes right through her hands. Very uncharacteristic turnover.
And timeout taken by the Sidewinders. They know this is an important break opportunity. They want to take advantage of it. See O'Connor sort of motion, it's all right to Ellie Mellick. Both O'Connor and Ellie Mellick will know that they have these opportunities. They can take advantage of it. But for now, it's to the Sidewinders to try and take advantage with this timeout, get a break back. Maybe they can try and get on a run here to start the second half. Looks like they're putting certainly some new faces out on the field. Probably more of an offensive-minded set of players for the Sidewinders to try and move the disc these final 25 yards that they are outside the end zone.
We'll have Laura Prelsnick-Aragon, who is set to tap the disc in. LP nickname. Gets the break backhand. It's Katie Winterbottom. OI flick to the end zone, and that is going to be just over the head of Lindsay Doyle. Astra back on offense. That's Naomi Guzman.
Great pressure defense by Guzman there. Picking up the disc, and LA gets it moving again up the near sideline.
Nearly a D from number 10. Astra moving the disc side to side. Gets the high release backhand break. Now on the far sideline. Back and forth they go. Everyone touching the disc for the Astra on this point. They know how crucial this is going upwind. Finds the upline cut. Can't find the continuation. Gets it back to the middle. Alex Kruger all alone in the end zone, and that's a goal for the Astra, 10-4.
Sidewinders not quite able to convert there. That throw floating just over their intended receiver, and it ended up being the Astra defensive line as we see the turnover just sailing into the football end zone, and a nice around flick throw there
from Kruger to Udo for her second goal of the game.
This is a situation where, again, time is being burned pretty quickly here. And for LA, they will be very happy with that. They'd be happy to let the clock run down. And though getting involved quite a bit in the Los Angeles offensive score sheet there as they look to pull once again. Great hang time on this one as we continue to tick just under halfway through the third quarter.
And the Astra are now back in that zone defense. Try to take some time off the clock and gum up the offense.
The Sidewinders putting a couple players deep initially to try and overload the deep space for LA, but not quite able to put it deep quite yet. Great inside throw there, though.
That's Ashley Stahl. Looking for that big lefty flick. Back to the other lefty. It's Jordan Harn. Time getting high, but throws it out of bounds. You can see the effect of that 7-second stall count.
7-second stall count was interesting. I wasn't sure which player was counting the stall count, but apparently there was at least one LA player in a close enough vicinity to count that stall.
And we see a new strategy. The Sidewinders throwing a zone. That's going to be up the line with no problem for LA.
little bit
Emily
more.
Ash has got to get rid of it.
Yeah, a little bit more of a traditional zone look from the Sidewinders. Call here looks like potentially a
and that
timeout
will
call
be a timeout
by LA. So
we see a different look on that one.
Yeah.
Right, Jenna, with the Sidewinders turning it over, but on the cone, they set that zone. LA seems to be very aggressive trying to get it upfield.
Yeah, as soon as the Sidewinders saw that the disc rolled out to that, basically just in front of that front end zone pylon, they had a cup defense set, a zone defense set with what looked like a 3-person cup to really try and slow down, put some pressure on Los Angeles' offense. Again, maybe trying to get a quick turnover there. LA able to take one of their 2 timeouts of the half, maintain possession, trying to attack quickly, and we'll see what they try and do off of the timeout as the Sidewinders look more like in a person matchup, although nope. Bit of a zone matchup look as Ellie Milk moves towards the deep space and gets picked up by a Sidewinders player.
So you can see Sidewinders gumming up the middle of the field. Scuba from Hoffner to Pritchard. Very beautiful throw. O'Connor with the sliding grab. He's going to throw the big lefty to the end zone. He's got Ellie Melech, who's going to just barely miss it. Very nice D from number 22, Lindsay Doyle, coming at the last second, coming up limping.
We'll see if it's a foul.
Here we
call
see the
as well,
replay from O'Connor, jacking it deep. Ellie Melech gets a hand on it. Looks like is potentially calling a foul.
It's like the call potentially on eye for the strip.
So we have an injury substitution. Doyle is going to be off.
And no foul call. It will be Arizona disc.
And
they
that
try
is
to work it up the field, those 80 yards still to go.
Really impressive speed from the Arizona defender to get a hand in there and make life difficult for Dina. You don't see that too often.
No, Doyle and Eifert did a great job combining there, getting a good sandwich block there on Ellie Melech. Sidewinders need to score quick, and it seems like they know it.
About 3 minutes left in the third. LA with a comfortable lead. Sidewinders need to get a bunch of scores in a hurry.
The Astra still in a bit of a zony look here, although that may fall apart as...
Done to the end zone, and that's going to be jumped in by number 5, Cody Lippincott. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Sidewinders.
Exactly what the doctor ordered, and as the LA zone sort of crumbled a bit, as zones tend to do when you move the disc quickly and through them, fell apart. Lippincott able to get open once again on that upline cut. Done really using the sideline there, their advantage to bend the disc out of bounds a bit and then back inbounds. Connor maybe trying to make a call that Lippincott was not fully in the end zone, but the observer at the cone had eyes on Lippincott's feet. It is good for the Sidewinder score.
And done with a 2021 U.S. Beach Team tryout invitee, a national quarters qualifier in 2018 and 2021, Club Spirit Award winner in 2018, and co-Spirit captain that year. She's an artist and works in different forms of medium, acrylic, oil, chalk pastels, scratchboard, etc. So a very talented artist.
Dunn's been involved in the ultimate scenes for a long time. Exciting to see out on the field here. And Arizona team gets another opportunity here for a quick break potentially.
Throw sails on Sharon Sang. Sidewinders with an opportunity to bring it to within 4. That's just going to be over the head of Ashley Stahl.
Going a bit downwind. Throws tend to have a bad habit of getting away from their targets, zipping along with the wind, and Sidewinders in another zone.
And this time going in the other direction. You can see a change in strategy for the second half.
Ellie doing a good job moving the disc quickly, popping it in between and around the cup. 7-second stall, really helpful here, and Ellie Melick just wide open now as the Arizona zone stays together, it seems like.
Amy Lee with the scoober to Ellie Melick for the goal. That's Ellie Melick's third goal. Amy Lee's first assist. Really, really confident handler movement.
Great confident handler movement, and players in all sorts of different positions getting involved. We saw Connor get involved as well, going every other a little bit there. But then as soon as you had Ellie Melick and Lee get out behind the defense there, it was pretty much always going to be over. But Lee, not the tallest player, finding ways to get it up and over the defenders to Ellie Melick for yet another goal for the superstar out of UC San Diego. Ellie Melick very comfortable with the San Diego Sunshine, the San Diego Wind, having played down here for UC San Diego, who actually won the women's college title back in 2019, with Ellie Melick coming up with a spectacular catch in their game against Carleton.
Oh, it's 11-5 now with about a minute left in the third. And Astra are in a match defense, putting a lot of pressure on the handlers. We've got a stall potentially called here. Boy, that stall count goes quick.
Stall
and
count.
Some discussion with the observer.
Stall count goes quick. And
stall, contest, coming in at 8.
All right, so you heard that.
Not
coming in at 8.
Even the observers, as we mentioned earlier, getting used to the Western Ultimate League rules. A lot of these observers probably recently were down here for the Club National Championships back in October. So getting their rule sets a bit mixed up there, but Sidewinders with the disc now looking to score.
That's Ivor with the throw to the end zone. Is going to find a receiver, and that's number 14, Jade McLaughlin. Finds a receiver, Caitlin Doust. And that is 11-6 with 23 seconds left.
That was an absolutely fantastic adjustment by McLaughlin there. Going the complete wrong direction for where the throw was going, but making a incredible turn to get this throw from Ivor, who just missed out on seeing McLaughlin's turn, but it was on a dime, and then it was just an easy throw into the end zone for the Sidewinders score. They're within 5. And if they can get a quick block, might have a chance to hold on to possession at the end of this third quarter to score. LA will be looking to simply hold on to possession at the end of the score. I would be shocked to see the Astra put it deep at all in these last, say, 30 seconds or so of the third quarter. Probably will look to burn the clock as they receive the pull from Arizona.
And Eifert, has played for 4 different countries' national championships: New Zealand, Australia, Canada, and the U.S. So really impressive credentials there.
Impressive resume. LA moving quickly. Looks like maybe they are trying to score within time.
O'Connor again up the line for Ellie Melick, who skies her defender for the goal. Her 4th of the game, right before the end of the quarter. 1 second left. It's 12-6.
Incredible play moving by the Astra. Apparently there was some communication, contrary to what I may have thought, that they were looking to score and quickly to try and push that lead back up to 6 before the end of the third quarter.
Basically
Ellie
every
Melick
goal,
just going up over Bash for the score.
Every goal that she has scored has been on that side of the field, really in that corner, and they've just put up that trust throw up high and know that she's going to come down with it.
And I mean, Ellie Melick has the height to do it, has the skills to box out her defender. Once again, yet another goal. See, O'Connor is rocking with the scores of LA Malik. And at this point, with only a second left, Arizona will look to just grab it and try and throw it as far as they can at this point to see if they can even possibly get the disc into the end zone at all.
All right, so this is going to be a one throw possession. See what happens.
Actually, with the Western Ultimate League rules of team with possession as time expires is able to hold on to it for the first, second, and third quarters, Arizona will look to actually maintain possession before trying to score. But shooting here.
Oh, nice grab from Jade McLaughlin.
Great grab by McLaughlin. Now Arizona just cannot turn it over here.
Oh, and the defensive play by the Astra as time expires. So my apologies for getting the rule set under my belt. Yeah, where observers are calling it to 10. We're all working out the kinks here. We appreciate you sticking with us.
And LA doing a really great job there of getting that quick score early. Arizona doing a nice job working out the field. Amazing sliding catch by McLaughlin. Just maybe the stall count getting a little bit high. Nice touch block there by the LA defender.
That's Audrey Brown.
Audrey Brown to force the turnover, keep the Sidewinders from being able to score at the end of the third quarter. For the fourth quarter, we will get it right. It will be a buzzer beater situation, not possession. We'll take a bit of a break, and then we'll be back for the final quarter of this first Winter Cup game. We'll see you in just a couple.
Altiphotos is the official photographer of Winter Cup. Visit them at altiphotos.com. The Western Ultimate League is sponsored by Breakmark Apparel. They make our players and our fans look great on or off the ultimate field. Shop the full line of Western Ultimate League team gear at breakmark.com. Suja Juice is an organic, non-GMO cold-pressed juice company based in San Diego, California, and they're sponsoring the Western Ultimate League. Shout out to Suja Juice, and you can learn more about them at sujajuice.com. The Western Ultimate League and all of our member teams are stepping forward to help women and non-binary players claim their space in pro sports. Every purchase of Claim Your Space gear helps spread the word and helps us achieve that mission. Shop the limited edition collection at westernultimateleague.com/shop. Thanks to Winter Cup sponsors and the hosts of our Winter Cup Saturday Night Social, New Motion Beverages and Embolden Beer Co. Learn about their craft artisan beverages at drinknewmotion.com.
All right, welcome back to San Diego for the start of the fourth quarter. Astra up on the Sidewinders 12-6, trying to be in contention for that 15-point victory for their overall score, plus the point differential will get them another 4, I believe.
Yeah, if they get the highest point differential on the day, LA would come up with those 4 points. And in terms of overall stat leaders, obviously LA Malik racking up the goals, currently sitting at, seems like 4 so far for LA Malik. Wouldn't be surprised if she made that 5 before the end of the game. For Arizona, a couple of standouts in Lippincott with a couple of goals, as well as Carly Steiner and Jay McLaughlin with a pair of assists each.
All right, so Astra set to pull. That's Katie Punky Killebrew. And we'll see what kind of defensive look the Astra put on.
Looks like the similar zone look that they've been playing, a little bit more matchup or poachy defense on the handlers while having one person way in the deep space there.
Nice bobbling grab. Sidewinders moving it quickly through the middle of the field. And they're about 5 yards out. Got Laura Prelsnick-Aragon. High release backhand. Finds Jordan Harn. Can't reel it in though. Astra get lucky with that one. Going the other direction, we've got Katie Killebrew now with the disc.
Sidewinders almost able to work it in, able to push through that LA zone pretty effectively. Now LA's going to try and move it quickly the other way themselves against this matchup defense from Arizona.
It's Ash to Killebrew. Can't find number 21, gets it back to the handler. Give and go. Finds an inside break. And we have another timeout from the Astra. Yes, so that is the Astra's final timeout of the game. And this would be pretty much a dagger if they score this one.
If they scored this one, they'd take their lead all the way up to 7. Would make it very difficult for the Sidewinders to pull off a comeback, especially in a situation where we've seen points drag on for quite a while, and it's going to be tough for the Sidewinders to pull back 6, let alone 7 with this time. It's interesting with the timeouts. We'll see how they get used throughout the weekend. You would think that maybe a timeout will be saved for the very end of the game, but with a comfortable lead looking to push in another score, it makes a bit more sense for LA to burn their final timeout here.
Sharon Sang with the disc. Finds Lee. Lee to O'Connor. Connor up the line to Yang. Yang always looking deep. Pritchard now. Backhand to Eli Melech. 5 yards out. Back to O'Connor. O'Connor to Halverson. Looking right back to O'Connor. Gets it right in the middle, and Yang close but can't reel it in. Sidewinders back now on offense.
Sidewinders still need to think about trying to move it quickly. Thomas making an initial deep cut. They're trying to open up that space for the Arizona offense.
Nice dish and a big backhand huck. Acres of space for the Sidewinders. That's going to be reeled in. Got Caitlin Doust back to Helen Eifert, who finds a receiver in the end zone for the goal. That's Carrie Murphy.
Great put there by Eifert. Sidewinders able to open up some space on that near sideline, and Eifert just ripping one deep and made it easy for her receiver to go and get a receiver doing a really good job of opening up that space. Douse coming down with it and then moving it along as you see the replay, and then Eifert with the final assist over to Murphy. Now the question is, Jeremy, with so little time left, all things considered, with the score now at 12-7, just about 7 minutes remaining, can the Sidewinders generate those quick blocks that they need, those quick turnovers, in order to get quick scores? They need about a score a minute right now. That is a tall order against this LA offense that has been largely clean throughout the afternoon.
See, if this was my beach league last week, I would have said we got to go for the 2-pointers. Unfortunately, those don't exist. I'm going to have to talk to Felicia about that.
Yeah, but
I mean, we've already got points for fan engagement. Why can't we have 2-pointers,
that's true,
right?
That's
end
true.
zone to end zone.
But LA's really trying to make it work with their offense there. Not able to connect there on the reset, though. Sidewinders, this is an opportunity for them. Let's see if they can take advantage.
Yeah, just a little bit too long for Sang from Eli Melech. Oh, and just out of bounds off the hands of Dunn from Jax Salustro. So Meg Hoffner.
This is a situation where it can only take so long to walk it back in, but Hoffner's doing a good job of milking all the time allotted.
Oh, that is a pretty high release throw. I love that. Looking for the foul call, doesn't get it. And just a bit too low for the receiver. O'Connor turfing it. Sidewinders with another chance. 6 minutes remaining. Throwing the big shot. Got 10 yards. O'Connor closing fast. Can't get there. So it's done now. On the 30-yard line. Gets the disc up the line. They need this point very badly. Backhand, beautiful on the goal line. And a high release backhand is going to be knocked to the ground. No call. And that is a turnover. Really, really tough turnover right there.
Tough there from Dunn. Maybe, again, just trying to rush it a little bit, knowing that you need to score quickly, trying to force it in against the tight LA defense there. LA, again, not in a huge rush, looking to save possession for as long as they can. Sidewinders in a bit of a zony look, but that hasn't really bothered the Astra so far today. And O'Connor, Ellie Mellick all getting just wide open right now.
O'Connor and Ellie Mellick playing a two-person game. Sidewinders looking gassed, leaving O'Connor wide open, going every other with Pritchard now still wide open. Somebody's got to guard O'Connor. That is just way too easy for her. Gets the goal to number 40, Veronica Yee.
O'Connor is happy to just walk it in, happy to take the easy way out. Mentioned earlier, likes to run, likes to shoot deep, likes to cut deep, but when you could just be open and basically walk it up the sideline, you will take that all the time. And you can see the coach talking. There's the block there with Ellie Mellick. Tough to try and get that throw on her. And then O'Connor just sort of walking it up the sideline with Pritchard, eventually finding Yee in the end zone. Now for LA, about 4 minutes, 30 seconds left.
We see Veronica Yee, who, fun fact about her, she broke her right thumb, which is her, on her dominant hand about 7 weeks ago, playing Frisbee, and has been playing on a brace on until about a week ago. It was her first time having a bone broken, so she actually says it was quite exciting for her.
Yeah, that's your experience, especially recently, right before this tournament.
Good defensive pressure from Camille Wilson. Gets the turnover. 4 minutes left. It's a backhand to the end zone. Oh, just barely misses the receiver. We'll be going the other direction with Laura Prelsnick-Aragon in the backfield with Carly Steiner. Camille Wilson back on the mark.
Could have been a bit of an exclamation point there for LA. Not quite able to connect on that one, but neither are the Sidewinders. LA, just another chance to score.
So, Katie Killebrew. Astra nearing the goal. Can't find up line, gets it back. Camille Wilson. Up line, and the continuation just sails a bit long. Naomi Guzman almost reeling it in.
And although for LA, they're probably disappointed to not be punching in and converting these opportunities, they are also burning a lot of clock. We are under 3 minutes. The Sidewinders take a timeout. Try and regroup, maybe get a few points on the board, maybe try and reduce that goal differential because it's looking pretty good for LA right now, sitting at a +6 for that daily stat there for the Astra.
So Laura Prelsnick-Aragon, you're seeing her touch the disc a lot, and LP nickname, she's from Pebble Beach, California, has been living in Tucson for the last 14 years. And, fun fact about her, played for Duke of Wellington mixed team from New Zealand at the 2010 World Championships in Prague. and she actually scored the first point of the tournament for the team, even though she wasn't supposed to be playing that particular game. She was on the sideline, and the coach called her on by accident.
Interesting things sometimes when people pick up with other teams, and LA just gets a quick opportunity back. Sidewinders turning it over off of one of those initial throws.
Nice layout D.
Great effort by Eifert there. See, she's really trying to work there for her team, even as they're down with time dwindling. Astra looked pretty comfortable in this zone. It'll be interesting tomorrow if they end up pulling it out once again.
Oof. What a great crossfield forehand. Unfortunately, just on the line. Really good weight on that throw, though. Killebrew now going to huck it the other way. Eli Melech. Deed by number 10, Katie Winterbottom. And I flick the other way. Killebrew in position. Just going to get that D.
Sidewinders at this point, maybe just trying to shoot a little bit, trying to get quick points on the board. At this point, it's interesting with Ultimate. It's often thought of as a somewhat timed game, but a game played to a certain point total. Here, there is actual time. And so in a situation where trying to get used to playing while down while also trying to continue to play hard for your team, and the first time you're getting a chance to. Sidewinder's doing a good job of that, but LA's coming up with some grabs like they're having on this point that are enabling them to maintain this lead.
Yeah, the thing that really stands out for me is just how tall and athletic LA is. They've been coming down with most of these jump balls.
Yeah, it's something where you have Eli Melech, where you have some of their other outstanding players in Pritchard and Yang, just able to find those spaces. And not to say that the Sidewinders are lacking in athletes. Eifert, who we're seeing try to go almost every other here. Key example of that.
You have a call on the field. Okay. Confirming the stall count when it comes back in. It's going to get the disc off. Nice find for number 30. That's Brooke Woldridge to the end zone for Katie Winterbottom.
Good score from the Sidewinders, keeping that mental edge as we approach the end of the game, staying in it even as they're down big, trying to take advantage of any opportunities that they can, keep LA from piling up that score as well. And for the Sidewinders, they'll look to try and carry some of the positive momentum that they've gotten from these points from this game, take the positive into their game tomorrow, and really look to try and build on that and for later in the season.
So we're almost wrapping up this one. Just a reminder, about 15 minutes after the end of this game, we're going to be having Utah versus San Francisco. So be sure not to go anywhere if you're following along on YouTube or Twitch. We really appreciate it. So grab a snack and come right back here. We've got 2 more exciting games to go. And just about the end of this one. Perhaps LA wants to put one more point on the board for that goal differential. Can never score too many goals. So Connor looks for Pritchard. Trying to find up line, has to throw the bailout, and that's going to be a perfect throw to Amy Lee. Wow. O'Connor with the 3rd assist of the game for her.
Yeah, nice floaty throw using that touch of wind as the clock has expired. And that is, as we are hearing from the players, LA Astra's first win as a team, as LA Astra. They've taken it 14-8 over the Arizona Sidewinders.
So as we look at the replay here, O'Connor has to just put up the last second throw and happens to find Lee. Almost a blind throw at the end. Gets the dap from Dina. Great first game here, Jenna. Really like what we saw. Perfect weather, great fans. Couldn't have asked for anything more to start the season, huh?
Couldn't have asked for anything more. Really great start with the win for LA. Fun to see League Executive Director Felicia Yang getting the first goal. And for Arizona, put up a good fight. They'll look to improve tomorrow.
And we see the Discraft play of the game. Commissioner Felicia Yang throws it up to Dina with the layout grab in the back corner. That is your Discraft play of the game. Here we see it from another angle. Puts that IO backhand where only she can get to it. Very reminiscent, although not, maybe not quite as spectacular, but very reminiscent of a earlier play in the college season a couple years ago. If you're on YouTube, be sure to Google Carleton versus UC San Diego, and you can see one of the most spectacular layout grabs you'll ever see.
And LA here enjoying the win, enjoying the somewhat home crowd as we're just a couple hours south of Los Angeles here in San Diego. Do stay with us the rest of the day. We will get a couple more interviews with players. And so we're going to go down to the field. Megan Rodick, who is speaking with Dina. To you, Megan.
All right, I'm here with Dina Elimelech, number 47 for the Los Angeles Astra. You've just celebrated your first franchise win. How are we feeling today?
I think everybody's really pumped. We came out here with just the intention of having fun, not having a lot of time to work on things. So I think this is the best we could have asked for, and I think we grew as the game went on. So overall success.
Awesome. So you went to college here in San Diego. You're an LA hometown girl. What's it feeling like playing back here where you played for college?
Oh, I mean, I played here for college. I've been on here for club. So I felt very comfortable, and I think everybody else kind of felt comfortable too. It's a pretty familiar field, so yeah, just nice to be around here with everyone.
Awesome. And how are you feeling about a 2022 season?
Pumped. Whatever happens, I hope it happens. I hope everything goes smoothly, but this is such a great basis, and I think everybody's 100% bought in. So.
Awesome. And I know it's a big deal to see professional play women's teams here on the West Coast. How does it feel to be part of this sort of historic moment in the Western Ultimate League?
Huge. My whole life I've seen men's teams get the credit and men's teams to grow the sport, and finally it's like, yeah, you can be on a pro team if you're a woman, and everybody is so good and so talented, and that kind of exposure and that kind of gameplay I think is huge for younger generations, older generations, people in general to see that, and it's I think it's a very, very unique, very special thing to be a part of.
Okay, well I hope you had Dina on your fantasy pick because she had a stellar performance today. Last count I had her at 4 goals and 1 assist. We're gonna have to double check our stats, make sure we were keeping up with it. Thank you so much, Dina, for your time. Any other matchups you're looking forward to this weekend and you may be watching or playing?
Rebecca Ellis.
And there we have it. Back to you guys in the booth. Thanks so much, and we'll be back for the rest of our post-game show and then Game 2 of the Winter Cup.
All right, so thank you to Megan and to Dina for that post-game chat. And here we see the Astra huddle. Gotta like what you saw out of them. 6-point margin of victory. Really spread the disc very well. No, we had 4 players on the team with at least 2 goals. We've got Dina, obviously, Maggie O'Connor, Annie Ngo, and Felicia Yang with at least 2 goals. And that kind of depth has got to bode well. It's got to be a big confidence builder for the rest of the weekend.
Absolutely, and their game tomorrow is the nightcap, our closing game against local San Diego Super Bloom. So LA with the first and last games on the weekend, they'll have a good chance to rest up as we see Ali Malik's layout grab once again. Superstar. Some great plays as well from the Sidewinders. And Executive Director Alicia Yang getting in on the action as well for LA. A fantastic game that we've had here this afternoon. Stay with us, don't go away. We have 2 more games for you the rest of this afternoon and evening. Up next, we have the Utah Wild versus the San Francisco Falcons. Join us in just a bit for that one.